What's good, YouTube? Coffee here. So we're diving into a request from Heidi. This is John Williamson, True Blue. She gave us a list for Australia Day today to do for you guys. So everybody go thank Heidi. Happy Australia Day to all of you Aussies out there that watch the channel. I appreciate you guys introducing me to all of this amazing music, allowing me to learn about your culture and the history of it through these songs. And we have amazing discussions. We talk about the problems in the world. We're able to formulate opinions on things more clearly when it comes to discussing these things deeply. With the lyricism of a lot of songs, it applies to what's going on in the world, and it gives us a chance to apply that and then rationalize certain things going on in our world so we can look at them better, and that will help improve the circumstance of the world if we can all have a better perspective on things. That's the first step. You have to have good perspective so that you can have good action towards what you want the world to become and how you want your life to be and the people's lives around you to be. You have to have that insight before that can even be a thing that we have, right? So I think it's very important to get on here and discuss these things because this is a place where we can actually provide that for each other. It's a world where it's difficult to find communities that want to actually learn things and develop opinions about the world and stuff like that. It can be very difficult to find places like that. So that's what our ultimate goal is to be open-minded, learn about the things going on in the world, discuss the issues we have in our own lives so we can become better versions of ourselves. And as a byproduct of that, we can improve the world around us as well. And that's the whole goal of all of this. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Australia Day to all of you again. We're going to get into this one. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe for me. I appreciate everybody building this community with me. I love that all of you are here for each other. Thank you for supporting me on my recovery journey from drugs and alcohol. It's been a long road, and I never would have imagined really that I ended up here. It seemed so impossible with everything that I was going through, and the second that I pulled myself out of that, I realized exactly what I could be capable of, and I decided to get on here and show you guys everything that I had to say about the world we live in, and the fact that you have accepted it and welcomed me into your own lives and show up here every single day to hang out with me and discuss all of these issues we get to talk about. It really fucking means the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. So we're going to get into this one. I'm Coffee. A reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. This is John Williamson, True Blue.
Hey, True Blue. Don't say you've gone.
Man.
Say you've knocked off for a smoker, and you'll be back later on. Hey, True Blue. Hey, True Blue.
Man. He said, hey, True Blue, don't say you've gone. Say you've knocked off for a smoko, and you'll be back later on. Hey, True Blue. We'll see where this storytelling goes. I like the tone of this. It's very peaceful. The finger picking is nice. It's notation on the guitar instead of like strumming the chords out. There's more notation inside of this riff, finger picking style. It matches the voice very well. This is a classic country style voice. Very, very classic style of song right here. I like it.
Me straight, face to face. Are you really disappearing? Just another dying race.
Man.
Hey, True Blue.
I know what he's saying. Ooh. Okay. Heidi, you knew I was gonna like this. Give it to me straight, face to face. Are you really disappearing? Just another dying race. Hey, True Blue. He's saying that hard workers are dying off. Man, that's facts. Look at the world around us. I mean, what else is there to say? All you gotta do is look. You don't even have to fucking say it at this point. It's fairly obvious. People do not want to do this kind of work anymore, right? The true blue collar kind of work, whether it's construction or you got plumbers, you got farmers, truckers, so on and so forth, right? So on and so forth with those kinds of careers. You're saying you can see it dying out, people not wanting to be hard workers in that manner anymore, wanting to take the easy road out and not work hard, right? Damn, man, that's facts. That's what it is nowadays, too. Just see people out here doing anything but what you can to get money to try to get money. It's like backwards, right? It's very backwards. Like everybody's trying to make money in ways that aren't guaranteed to make money. It's fucking confusing, to be honest. I don't understand that, right? I'm just saying, man, it's like if you want something, even if it's like something you're passionate about and you love, whether it's art, right? Yeah, art. You can get into a lot of movies and stuff like that if that's your thing. But the thing is, when it comes to stuff like that, the bigger kind of dreams, you're gonna have to really work your ass off to even make a dent in getting anywhere, unless you like sign your soul over in blood, right? And fucking hand it over to these people. Like, that's the only way you're gonna get it easily. And what does that benefit you at the end of the day? That's just you getting used up and then thrown off to the side when you're disposable. Like, that's the thing. You got to think about the long term. If you put hard work into something and then get somewhere with it, you're going to know what kind of work it takes to keep it going, because you already did the work to get there. And then it's just going to be a walk for you, because you've already put in all of those hours and all of that work into it. And once you've actually become successful at it in some manner, there's a path in front of you with no trees falling on it, because you've worked so hard that even if there were trees, you're used to stepping over them at this point. So even the obstacles are easy to overcome for you because you've faced so much of it inside of that hard work. That's what he's talking about here. It took me a second to figure out how I wanted to exactly put that into words for you guys, but we've arrived at where I wanted to. So, yeah, that's what this is about, and I really appreciate it a whole lot. I like stuff like this.
Rays, hey, true blue. True blue. Is it me and you? Is it mom and dad? Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate?
Man.
When he's in a fight?
Wow.
Or will she be right? True blue.
Said true blue. Is it me and you? Is it mom and dad? Is it a cockatoo? Right? I see. He's saying, where's it at? He's saying, are we here? Right? That's what he's asking. Where is it? Is it mom and dad? Is it me and you? Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate when he's in a fight? Right? Yeah. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a nice selection right there for this topic. That question is a good one. I like that. Fits there. He's a true blue. I'm asking for you, man. Yeah. He's like, I want to know where this went. He's like, I saw this when I was like younger, and I saw this in the world and all this hard work and people doing hard work to thrive and fucking having excellence inside of their lives and being successful people from their hard work. Nowadays, it's like, even if you do work your ass off in many circumstances because of the world and climate we're currently living in, it's still hard to survive, right? It's still hard for people to just have more than the essentials, right? I mean, the essentials once you obtain those, good. But then it's like, when there's no room for a person to do anything else besides pay for what they have to and then have nothing left over, that's like a really bleak kind of way to live. Like, you gotta have something, right? You gotta have something to be left with whenever you've gotten all of the essentials and everything out of the way, man. It sucks when you don't have that. It really brings a person's spirits down. He's missing the times where that was how everybody lived. Everybody worked hard and actually had things, right? Nice things, too. It's not like that anymore. It's not. What year was this song written? It's from 11 years ago is when this video was put up. He was talking about this way back then. Like that long ago. And it applies so much more even now. I imagine if he looks back at this song, right? Looking back at this song, you would think, damn, I was really on to something with that one. I predicted something that was coming with that one. It's facts, man. He definitely was telling where we were going to end up. And it's like very far and few in between with that nowadays. Like I said, you guys know how it is out here.
I'm asking you, hey true blue, can you bear the load? Will you tie it up with wire just to keep the show on the road? Hey true blue. And be fitting.
He said, hey true blue, this is good, I like this. Can you bear the load? Will you tie it up with wire just to keep the show on the road? Hey true blue, now be fair dinkum. It's fair dinkum, is that a name? Hold on, we gotta look up fair dinkum real quick. You guys know I always look this stuff up to make sure that we don't miss none of this, because there's a lot of references that I don't know about when it comes to Australian slang. So here we go real quick. Let me get this. He says, unquestionably good or genuine. Excellent. Often used as a general expression of approval. These cigars are fair dinkum. Interesting. I like that. That's interesting. He's saying now be. Yeah, be that excellence. Be good. He said, show them the excellence. Show them you being good. But can you bear the load? Will you tie it with wire just to keep the show on the road? He's saying, are you able to deal with the stress of what it takes to be a successful person and put in that hard work? Can you tie, write yourself down, essentially? Not yourself, but he means like all of the crazy shit that goes on inside of the busyness of being successful and blue collar work and that sort of stuff, because there's a lot of different fields that can be considered blue collar, and they all have their own risks and fucking toughness that is required to get through them, whatever it is. He's saying, are you tough enough to take the mental stress of all of that, tie it down inside of your brain so that it cannot affect you, and get that show on the fucking road so that the world can turn properly, and you played a part in that. Now you're excellent and you're genuine because you went through that for the world too. You did something that contributed to society, is what he's saying. Jeez, oh boy. I like this a whole lot. Stuff like this is important. I was just saying, we open up the door for a lot of important conversations, and this is one of those examples. I appreciate this song a lot. This is good.
Is your heart still there? If they sell us out like sponge cake,
man,
do you really care?
Wow.
Hey, true blue.
He said, is your heart still there? If they sell us out like sponge cake, do you really care? Damn, if they sell us out like sponge cake, he says. Wow. That is deep, bro. That is really deep what he just posed there. Man, he's saying, did we do all this work for nothing because the future doesn't want to do the same hard work? Yes, that is a fucking argument that we hear daily on the internet. Lots of people talk about that, right? We hear that every day, that discussion, right? The people that are older do it all for nothing because the younger just wants to fucking rip it all into something else, right? Take all of it away. That's what's happening and what has been happening in the last few years more recently. It's turning into a big fucking argument. The divisiveness of that situation is like fire meeting water, right? Truly is. But it's just constantly feeding into itself. It's not fire meeting water. Realistically, it's just throwing gasoline on top of a fire in most instances because it explodes. Ideally, we could be the water, right, and diffuse the situation and actually have discussions. Being the water is what you ideally should be. You should be the one that's able to diffuse the situation and have the conversation while the smoke settles into the air. But gasoline, that's the preferred method of the ones who do not want to listen to what anyone has to say, right? And it's like, I just feel like we should listen to what we have to say about the world with each other, and instead of just calling everybody names and being mean to everybody all the time, try to understand the different sides of the equation and reason with what's fucked up and what's not fucked up, because that's a pretty clear thing to tell, right? It's not difficult to tell what's fucked and what's not fucked. You can feel it in the energy of things. So it's like, why are we even arguing over it? It's because the side that's fucked wants to get rid of the not fucked side so they can continue being fucked because they finally got called out. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is, man. You guys know that.
Is it me and you?
It's a beautiful video, man. I love the video.
Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate when she's in a fight? Or will she be right? True blue, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Is it me and you? Is it mom and dad?
Man.
Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate when he's in a fight? Or will she be right? True blue.
Yes. I love it.
True blue.
Yes. Hell yeah, man. The classic anthem for the blue collar side of life right here. John Williamson killed this. This was beautiful. Classic folk country vibes. He has that classic sound I've noticed from the last one and this one that we did. Well, we do have to check out some more of him. I love his voice. I really like the old school style of music that he's playing here. Like the classic folk country is one of my favorite styles of music. It sounds so wholesome. It's so enjoyable. Like, it's just serene and calming. I really enjoy it a whole lot. It's a very nice style of music. We don't hear it very often nowadays. Very few artists who even try to dive into stuff like this style of music now. So I appreciate when you guys request songs that are in this style. You guys know I like that older folk vibe that has wholesome messages inside of it. This is about that, like I said, the blue collar life, busting your ass to get where you want to be. And like I said, nowadays that's a difficult thing to even do because of how fucked everything is right now. People are struggling to even have the basic essentials, and a lot of people don't even have enough to have the basic essentials, which is even worse, man. That's a really bad situation for them when they're working your ass off and you still can't afford everything that you need, and you're kind of picking and choosing between what you need the most. That's a very ridiculous place to be in. Like, nobody should be in that situation, especially if they're busting their ass every day. If a person is busting their ass every day, they should be guaranteed, right? It should be guaranteed because you're doing that kind of work. But you guys know what I'm getting at here. You're doing that kind of work, but you're not getting the proper fulfillment of it. Like, fuck that. That's when the system's fucked and wrong. We've gotten to the fucked and wrong stage of the system. And it is our job to stand up for it and speak out on it, because that's the only way that we'll come together enough to actually fix it for ourselves. And we're going to have to do it for ourselves, I do believe, because it seems like they don't have the greater good in their minds in a lot of cases. No, not all of politics is bad. Not every one of them has their head up their ass trying to fucking con us and stuff like that. There are people in the system and politics that genuinely want the best for the world, but you have to fucking filter through and see which ones those are, vent them through and see which ones those are that actually give a fuck about society being the best that it can be for everybody. It's a very difficult process because the thing about politicians is that they're they're very involved in business. They're good at telling you one thing whenever they have another plan behind the closed doors that they want to implement to stay more powerful and everything like that. And you don't see all of that shit happening, so it's hard to figure out who are the ones that are actually for your greater good when it comes to politics. And ultimately, we just have to use our best discernment and pay attention and decide what it is that we want to see in society and find the person who represents that the closest. Because if we had total anarchy at this point, there's too many people that have fucked up brains in the world to even risk having that work. There would be so much chaos and violence on the streets if we were to implement those kinds of things. People are not in touch with themselves enough to handle that kind of scenario, right? That level of openness will not benefit many people because there will be more violence and it will be uncontrolled. And like I said, not everybody wants to sit in that kind of energy that would make that work. So we have to have something in place to keep us like in check with ourselves, so we're not out here fucking the whole planet up and fucking each other's lives up and all of this. So it's important to have that structure in place, but when it becomes powerful and controlling, that's when it becomes an issue, and that's where we have arrived now. So we have to stand up and have these discussions, and you guys know that we want to spread the positive energy into the world, say that good things are going to happen in our lives, say that good things are going to happen in the world, send your prayers and your blessings out to the negative situations in the world instead of viewing them negatively and saying, this is terrible, this is fucked, we're all fucked, blah, 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 blah. Send your positivity to it and say, we can fix this, we can find the solutions to this. We're looking at this situation and rationalizing it, and instead of viewing it as something that is impossible, we will view it as something that can be a benefit and be learned from. And once we view it like that, that's when we can fix it. You guys know that. That's what we're all about on here. That's what I try to get you guys to get in the thought process of thinking like that more positively, because you can actually get out there and manifest and actualize the changes that you want to see in the world. If you have the mindset to put that action into the world will see it and realize, hey, that's positive. I see that as good. Let's join in and let's help with that, right? Let's also be a part of that. It's very important that we do that. And that's why we have this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all of the support in my recovery. It means the world to me. Thank you for supporting each other and building an awesome community where people can talk about issues of the world, meet new people, make new friends, form awesome bonds with each other. We hang out here every day, and we clearly have a very close bond with each other on the channel. That has become very clear to see, and I couldn't be more grateful than I am for that. It's still, like I said, it's still wild to me that we got here, but we put in all of the work, and we get on here every day and we talk about these things, and we continue to spread the positivity with each other, and this is where we arrive, and we just keep going and rising each and every day. It will continue like that as long as we continue, So we must continue. I love you guys so much. We're going to get out of here. I'm Vakasa Kavi. A reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. Leave a like for me. Comment those suggestions. Subscribe up this way. Bang the notification bell for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Have a beautiful one. Thank you for everything. Peace.